start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rock Akadesh. The honors to the elders and apostles, great meal of song that taught me this truth. This is Revelations chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and their wrath is come, in the time of the dead, and they should be judged, and thou should give us reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, smile and great, and should destroy them which destroys the earth, and shouldest destroy them which destroys the earth.
It's been called one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Palawan, a stunning tropical island in the Philippines, a diver's paradise, an ecological wonder. But 300 miles south of its pristine beaches, a giant swath of Palawan's rainforest was destroyed decades ago, making way for one of the world's largest nickel mines, Rio Tuba. And now the current majority owner, Nickel Asia, has an ambitious plan to expand into more of the rainforest, adding the equivalent of nearly 4,700 football fields to the mine. You have filed paperwork to do so, is that right?
Yes, we've filed paperwork because I think we still have about 4 years to go with the current area.
Global demand for nickel is surging, expected to grow 10 times over the next decade, experts say.
The diversification of where nickel is mined is definitely underway. There's a significant amount of momentum towards different parts of Asia.
That's because nickel is increasingly used in the stuff that powers our lives. Things like tablets, the phones we use every day. But the biggest demand for nickel right now? It's the batteries in electric vehicles.
These are eye-popping numbers. EV sales are going to be surging over the rest of this decade.
It's a top priority for the president.
We're going to set a new pace for electric vehicles.
Leading the way, Tesla, now the nation's top seller of EVs and desperate for the resources to make their clean energy cars go. NBC News has tracked nickel mined from the Philippine rainforest via processing factories in Japan and on to Tesla in California. CEO Elon Musk saying last year,
any mining companies out there, please mine more nickel. Tesla will give you a giant contract for a long period of time if you mine nickel efficiently and in an environmentally sensitive way.
But when it comes to the rainforest, every tree counts in the battle against climate change. Once destroyed, restoration is difficult. Is there a way to restore the mining site back to what it was like beforehand?
There's some challenges with that. Engineering and figuring out a way to get the land back to its natural state is incredibly difficult.
Indigenous groups living near Palawan's Rio Tuba mine say they are wary of the proposed expansion. This rice farmer speaking with our reporting partner in the Philippines, investigative journalist Carol Iligan. She's worried it will cause landslides during the rainy season and contaminate the water. The company denies causing any contamination and says it's handling the project with great sensitivity to the rainforest and the local people.
Is it your feeling that we simply have to trade off some bits of our planet in order to have the life we want to build here?
Yes, I think human development has been a series of trade-offs over the years.
A stark reminder that even clean energy comes with an environmental cost. Jake Ward, NBC News, San Francisco.
All right, as you can see, they are destroying the rainforest with these electric cars. All right, and trying to make it seem like it ain't bad. All right. All right. All right, this is Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. All right, and it's like no matter how much wrong or what they do wrong, they just always gotta take things to the next level. All right, now this electric car is causing a lot of problems, specifically the battery that goes in the electric car. All right, the nickel and slipping my mind, the other thing, that they need to make the batteries that they having these foreigners dig for pretty much like these slave type working environments is off the chain, and a lot of people are dying, and a lot of the workers are doing it are even kids. And I did a video earlier about the electric car, and it was showing how they was destroying the forest in the Philistines, you know, digging for nickel and things like that for the electric car. All right. Um, let me play a little bit of the video, then come back with a few more precepts.
Why wouldn't it be? One world is all we have, and our world is at risk. Countries, corporates, and citizens claim to be doing all they can to save the planet from climate change. Green energy is being floated as one of the top solutions. We are replacing coal with hydropower, fossil fuels with solar energy, petrol and diesel cars with electric vehicles. EVs are being pitched as cleaner, greener, and sustainable. But are they? What's clean for the environment may not really be clean. Hidden beneath the shiny exteriors of an EV is a story of blood batteries. These cars drive human rights violations, extreme poverty, and child labor. Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. An electric car runs on battery, you know that. But do you know what these batteries are made of? Rare metals like lithium and cobalt. Cobalt gives the battery stability and allows it to operate safely. It's a bluish grey colored metal. It is found in the Earth's crust, or what we call crustal rocks. Cobalt has several uses, like in jet turbine generators, tool materials, pigments, and smartphone batteries. But its major use is in lithium-ion batteries. Half of the cobalt produced goes into electric cars. We're talking about 4 to 30 kilos of cobalt per battery. This metal is found all over the world, like in Australia, Canada, China, Cuba, South Africa, the United States, the Philippines, but 70% of the total supply comes from one country, Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Let's zoom into this country. DR Congo is the second largest country in Africa. Its GDP is around $49 billion. Congo is synonymous with conflict, poverty, and corruption. Beneath the country's red earth is the world's largest deposit of cobalt. 92 million people live here. Some 2 million depend on cobalt production. They are called negociants. Cobalt mining in Congo is divided into two categories: industrial or large-scale mining and artisanal or small-scale mining. What's the difference between the two? Artisanal mines are unregulated. Labor laws do not apply here. Neither do safety protocols. These mines produce 20 to 30% of Congo's cobalt. Some 200,000 miners work in these mines. At least 40,000 of them are children, some as young as 6. These children flirt with death daily. They enter vertical tunnels. Most of them are too narrow for adults to enter. Inside, it's like a furnace. The children dig for cobalt under inhuman conditions. Sometimes they have shovels, but mostly they dig with their bare hands. They have no masks, no gloves, no work clothes, and sometimes just 20 minutes worth of oxygen. But these young children go on for hours.
All right, see, as you can see, the way they're getting it, what is it, cobalt and lithium, and like I said, nickel and silicon, I believe, are the other metals that they're going around the world digging for to make these electric cars. All right. Chapter 2, let no man deceive you by any means, that day should not come, except there come a falling away first, that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And we know the falling away, it happened back in 70 AD when Israel fell. But that was necessary so that the man of sin can be revealed. All right. Who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitting in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And you know, they say Satan is the God of this world, and we know who his people is, according to the scriptures, the Edomites, all right? And remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know withheld that he might be revealed in this time. All right. So this is it. The man of sin is being revealed. And these electric cars is causing a lot of deaths, and a lot of people are being destroyed behind the producing of these electric cars. But they're going to push them out, and they say I'm about to save the environment, but yet they are destroying the rainforest to make electric cars. All right, so that tells you it's not about the environment either. All right, for the mysteries of the iniquity does already work. Only he who's now led will my bad. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Alright? So this man gonna be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that's them chariots and the chariots in the fire from the missiles. Alright, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, alright, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Alright, so this is letting you know this man coming is after the working of sin. And alright, so the Lord is going to consume him with the spirit of his mouth and the brightness of his coming. Alright, now play a little bit more of the video.
After digging, they crush the rocks, they wash them, and carry their finds to the market to find a buyer. How much do these children make? Sometimes as little as $1. Cobalt is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is estimated to be worth $13.63 billion by 2027, but this money never reaches the child who is spotting and extracting the metal. In poverty-stricken Congo, even $1 is worth risking one's life. Many die trying to make this money. ABC recently profiled a woman who lost her son to a mine-related accident. The boy was 13 years old. He told his mother he was going to the market to buy coal for her so that she could cook. Instead, the boy went to a cobalt mine to try and earn an extra buck for the house. The mine embankment collapsed. The 13-year-old never returned home. Between 2014 and 2015...
Alright, this is John the 10th chapter, 10th verse. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. And we know the Edomites is the thief. Alright. How come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly? And this is what Yahweh said he came. In the 11th verse, I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. Alright. So this was the Lord letting you know that he was coming for his people. Alright. Because the thief comes not but to steal and destroy. Alright. Now, finish off a little more of the video.
At least 80 artisanal miners died in Congo. In 2019, an accident killed 43 miners. According to one estimate, 2,000 illegal miners die in Congo every year. Many suffer permanent lung damage, skin infection, and life-changing injuries. In 2019, some families from Congo filed a lawsuit. They named companies like Tesla, accused them of aiding and abetting in the death and injury of children. The lawsuit spoke about a child. He was referred to as John Doe 1. John was working as a human mule since the age of 9. He would carry bags after bags of cobalt just for $0.75 a day. One day, John fell into a tunnel. Fellow workers dragged him out of it, but they left John alone on the ground. When the child's parents found out about the accident, they rushed to the mining site. It was too late. John was paralyzed. Doctors say he will never be able to walk again. Why do children work in these high-risk mines? Because of poverty and the hope to get out of it. Families in Congo are betting big on cobalt. It's like they're...
Alright, so because of privacy and the hope to get out of it. Alright, this is Jeremiah 49, and I'm going to read verses 7 through 9. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, it is wisdom no more in Teman, its counsel perish from the prudent, is their wisdom vanished? For ye turn back and dwell, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, in the time that I will visit him. If great gatherers came to thee, would they not have would they not leave some glittering grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Alright, so pretty much saying a normal man will destroy and will stop. Alright. But we know Esau Edom just keep going and going. And as you can see, the whole world is starting to see what Esau Edom is doing. But I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places, and he should not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. Alright? So this right here is revealing all the wickedness of the Edomites. And there's a lot of wickedness behind these electric cars.
Crypto. Their chance to make it big. The metal's demand has tripled in the last decade. It is expected to double again by 2035. The demand is being driven by electric vehicles. Today, there are more than 6.5 million EVs on the road. By 2040, that number will touch 66 million. So that's 66 million multiplied by 30 kilos of cobalt. Do the math. By 2050, the demand for cobalt production is expected to increase 585%.
Right. So 585%. So that means they're going to increase what they are doing greatly. I don't think I need any more of the video, but this is Jeremiah 49 verses 17 and 18. Also, Edom should be a desolation. Everyone that goes by it should be astonished and should hiss at all the plagues thereof. Because of all this wickedness that Edom is doing, that is why the Lord is going to send all these plagues upon Edom. As in the overthrowing of Sodom and Gomorrah in the night, bordering cities thereof, said the Lord. No man shall abide there, neither should a son of man dwell there. So the Lord is preparing to overthrow Edom just as he overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? And this is why, because Edom is doing a lot of wickedness, right? So much so that some of the things you see and when you hear, you like, man, will they ever stop? But as you can see, like they said in Jeremiah, you know, you think they will leave some grapes, but Edom has got it to just keep destroying, destroying, and destroying and never stop. All right, this is Micah chapter 5, verse 8. All right, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people as a lion. So this is another verse letting you know that Jacob is spread out and the remnant is among the Gentiles all over the world, right? As a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of the sheep, who, if he goes through both, tread it down in turfs and pieces, and none can deliver. All right. Thy hand shall be lifted up to thy adversaries, and all the enemies should be cut off. And it should come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. All right. So this is the Lord saying that, you know, he's going to destroy the chariots and things of the Gentiles. All right. You know, that's going into their armies. All right. And I will cut off the cities of thy lands and throw down all thy strongholds. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand, and thou should no more have no more soothsayers, right? And that is going to the witchcraft, soothsayers, philosophies, all that. 13th verse, they graven images also should I cut off, and the standing images out of the midst of thee. And thou should no more worship the work of thy hands. All right, so all these images and skyscrapers and statues and things they build, you know, ain't gonna worship that in that day. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so I will destroy thy cities. And the groves is going into the worshiping of all these false gods and things like that in the places where they do it. All right, and I will execute my vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. So this is the Lord letting you know He's going to execute His vengeance upon the heathen. All right, and we know the leader is heathen nation is Edom, because His word is controlled by you. All right, and the Lord say, Israel, 7 verse again, and the remnant of Jacob should be in the midst of many people, as they do from the Lord, as the shower upon the grass, that treadeth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of man. All right. And the remnant of Jacob should be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest. All right. So they say Jacob is waiting between every nation, as a beast of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through it, both tread it down and tear us in pieces, and none can deliver. So this is letting you know that the reason we were spread throughout the world through slavery was so that we can be in the midst of every nation and every people. All right. And the last days, Israel all over the world is going to raise up. All right. That is what it's getting into. All right. So it was very covert the way the Lord spread us. So He punished us and military positioned us in the right places all at the same time. All right. And with that, I'm going to say, Shalom.